Hey guys, it's Haysie. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is another episode of my Ultimate Decade Legacy Challenge. I cannot wait to share it with you. Okay, so we have now entered 1306 and honestly, just drowning in house things. I'm trying to, while Halia is dealing with her sadness, I'm trying to get Jacob to take care of the kids. But it's honestly just difficult and everyone is stinky, everybody. Okay, I actually think we're catching up, but yeah, it was just kind of intense for a little bit, so I just kind of been doing the best I can. And today is Francis's and Caesar's birthday, so once I get them clean, I will age them up, and hopefully they will survive into toddlers. And even though she is sad, she is going to make her twins a cake, and that way we can age them up. Okay, so baby Caesar is right here. This is Caesar. Oh, I can't show you because I am doing this. Oop. So we have Caesar right here and we have to roll for him. So to see if he becomes a toddler, he just cannot get a 4 or an 8. All right, we have a toddler and we'll go ahead and roll for Francis. Where is Francis? Okay, so Halia has Francis. So we'll go ahead and roll for Francis. No 4 or 8 and he makes it. Awesome! We have 2 more toddlers. Yay. Okay, so we can get them aged up now, which is good news. I want to make sure they don't have stinky diapers. So that way, I mean, they are struggling, but that way we make it okay. All right, so it's Caesar's turn to age up. Oh, Halia is a little down about it. I mean, she's super happy for Caesar, but she's definitely very depressed over the situation of her other kids' loss. So Caesar is growing up to be energetic. I'm sure we won't regret that later. He's taking his first steps. Did not just take pieces of my cake. Oh my gosh. You guys better hope I have enough to make another one. I have no butter and no eggs. So now it's time for baby Francis to age up. He did it. He sneezed on the cake. And he grows up to be a charmer, which is so sweet. And we're going to take them into cast now. So I wanted to show you guys Francis. This is what he looks like. And this is what his twin brother Caesar looks like. Oh, we lost Caesar's eyes. Wait, which one has green eyes? One of them has green eyes. Okay, maybe. Okay, never mind. Francis has lighter eyes. Caesar has a birthmark right here, and honestly, I want to say it's probably because he's always been by the fire his whole life. And then I changed Frederick's hair. Frederick has green eyes. That's what it is. I changed Frederick's hair because he's growing up. But that's the twins makeover. So yeah, so she has just gotten over the loss of her most recent child. And I think she's just kind of accepting that her children who are living are strong and healthy, and they are who she has right now. So, we're going to focus on raising our boys and getting them the skills they need to be successful in life. So I definitely think that Jacob and Halia need to spend some time talking about, their ideas for what their future should look like. I definitely think she is very excited for their future. So it looks like, they're having a deep conversation about that. And while they do that, I'm going to look at my calendar. Ooh, they felt... Wow. So they just lost a little bit of romance. I think she has a different idea of what the boy's future looks like. But unfortunately, she doesn't get much of a say. So, not really sure how that's going to affect Halia moving forward. And it turns out Francis is destructive, so that's no fun. We need to get Frederick out of here and probably need to get rid of this. And I did only get one more toddler bed because Frederick is our oldest son. the toddler, and he's aging up in 1, 2, 3 more days. So I think, you know, we can make it work. I'm at least hoping we can. I think that Halia is upset though, between that conversation she just had with Jacob and then the losses of her pregnancy. I think she is just in a space right now where she shouldn't be messed with. And our brother Pascal has came over, so I'm sure he just, now that he's becoming a family man, maybe he's just trying to get some practice taking care of kids. So that's what it seems like is going on for him. And let's see, she's still upset for 6 more hours about the loss of her baby, and she is feeling romantic. So I think if she gets the she wants to be friendly with Jacob. I think she kind of wants to apologize for their fight earlier when they were talking about the boy's future. So maybe she's gonna ask him, you know, like, maybe she's gonna try to like make peace by having a pleasant conversation with him. So it looks like Jacob is busting out the cast to celebrate his surviving sons and just like toasting the future. So I do believe that him and Halia will be drinking to that. Pascal's here. I don't know if he's going to join in, but yeah, I think they're going to celebrate a little bit because they've just been through so much. Looks like Pascal might join in. Yeah, it looks like the boys are having a good conversation. I definitely think Pascal is enjoying being married, and he's just telling Jacob just how wonderful life is. And Jacob loves to hear it, of course. Halia has decided to drink her wine in the kitchen. I actually think they might be fighting. They don't have a mood lit, but it's just like, it's the energy I'm getting. I think they're in a place that they're not incredibly happy with each other. I think Halia is really hurt after that last pregnancy loss. Like, she is really reeling in it. Yeah, she's still upset over it. So definitely think she is in need of focusing on herself and healing. So I am thinking that Pascal is doing really good in blacksmithing. And I think he is talking to Jacob about mining on their land, because Halia did get that mood lit that she noticed that the rocks near the river on their land are quite prosperous for mining. Like over here, this one is good for mining. I think we have another one. Yeah. So I think Halia told her brother about it because he, you know, it's down by their fishing spot. I think she mentioned it, like, looked like there was gold out there. Not really quite sure, but I think Pascal is asking to have permission to go look and maybe see what he can do with the minerals on the land. I think Jacob's open to it as long as he, you know, if Pascal finds anything that he could teach his sons the trade, because this is the land they're going to be inheriting. So I think he's going to want to make sure that they get some. So yeah, Pascal went out there. So I think he's going to want to make sure they get some kind of training. So I think Pascal and Jacob are going to come out here together. And Pascal is just checking out what all could be here and useful. It looks like he found some copper. So Pascal is telling Jacob that he is finding a lot of minerals here deposited on the land. We also have Jedediah here who's visiting, and Jacob seems very happy and hopeful for his sons, and he is asking Pascal if he gets better at mining it and handling it, would he be interested in possibly apprenticing one of his sons and making sure he's set up for the future, especially after the conversation he just had with Halia where they were fighting about what the boys' future looked like. I think Jacob thought that all the 3 boys could just be here on the land living on the farm, but I think she was like, you know, you and your brothers don't do that. What makes you think that they're all going to want to do that? Like, they deserve to follow their own dreams. And I think Jacob was like, no, like, this is our legacy. But I think he now sees, okay, maybe there is something more that this land can offer other than farming. And I think he's going to be excited about letting his sons explore that. So for now, he is just going to help. Yeah, I think he's trying to get on good graces with his wife, Halia. And right now he's going to help out and take care of things since he stayed up late drinking nectar with Pascal. So it's the second day of 1306, which means we're about, at the end of today, we'll be 6 months in the year. Pascal left with hopes that he can mold the minerals he found on the land. So we look forward to seeing what he discovers is available for us, because as we know, we have something over here that I would like to explore in the future. So yeah, so Jacob is really just thinking about what Halia and him had a little heated conversation about, and he is doing some well-needed maintenance around his farm. And I just got the notification that Ellen's spirit is fading away, and I do think that means it is time for Connor to remarry. His children will be aging up in 2 years, so I think maybe now is the time for him to move on. So I think we're gonna leave our farm here and we're gonna go help Connor find love. So I'm gonna add these Sims to my Abby. This is Ariel Groves from earlier. She cannot have this straight. She is a young adult. We do know that Connor is a teen, but he is 20, and in the next year he ages up to a young adult. So I'm just gonna find him a love interest for now. This is Reverend Lewis Damon, and we have Sister Lilith Damon. I'm not sure if we want to keep the last name because they're not related. Okay, Sister Lilith Graves. She is also a possible love interest. We also have Ophelia Damon, who is the Reverend's sister, who is not a sister in the Abbey. And then we have Tristan Newton, who also will be a priest in the Abbey, or training to be. So the story for Lilith is she is not quite a sister yet. So, and then this is Lilith Graves. She will also be in the Abbey. So these are all possible love interests for Connor. So Connor is being presented by the king for a project to remodel the old abbey down on the coast. So it is already built, but the inside is just so bare. So he is commissioning Connor, who is now a level 9 carpenter, to facilitate furniture and wares for the abbey, because now that the kingdom is three generations deep in the Lionheart family, they have collected enough taxes to really get past the war, and it's time to upgrade the kingdom and help it prosper. And he has such a big vision. Like, King Lionheart is just really passionate about art, culture, and economic growth for his kingdom. So he is super excited that he's been able to watch Connor apprentice, and I think Connor, but yeah, he's been super excited about watching Connor grow as a father in his household. Like, obviously the king is not giving him like a ton of attention, but he does, because this kind of project is going to set him up for life financially and his kids up. And the king is also offering to tutor his kids in reading once they become of age, so they will learn how to read and write. So for now, that's where we're going to leave Connor's story. So for now, that's kind of where he is in the castle. So this is, like I said, it's not a new kingdom, but this is a new dynasty in the kingdom. So you might notice, like, my castle isn't like overly glitz and glam. It's very minimum, because they moved in, they moved in after a war only 2 generations ago. So this is what's been built up. The kings so far have not robbed their people of taxes or anything like that, so they are able to prosper. Seems like the queen is doing so good with her child, who we are allowed to age up. Let's check in on the prince. The little prince is about to go play. And then our Ashton. Yes! So I'm so glad the game did this without me prompting it. But Ashton and Gemma, so Ashton and Christine are in here getting their first lessons. I think Connor realizes how hard this is going to be for them. Getting their first lessons reading and in history and writing and art and culture. So I think Christine is absorbing it. Like, she is into it. She wants to be so much like everyone around her. And Ashton is kind of just pooping himself. So he's probably not as interested. So baby Taryn is growing up to be cautious. And let's see who baby Taryn is. Is it a prince or a princess? So Taryn is a princess. So we're going to get Taryn made over. And I do like the idea that one of the children from the royal household ends up with one of Connor's kids. So I'm trying to decide, would Princess Taryn end up with Ashton, who is going to be a cupbearer and maybe a squire. I don't think Ashton will get to the ranks of knighthood just because it doesn't make sense in this generation. But you never know. Or will baby Christine be really eloquent in her studies and become a lady in waiting, which I know is a prestige honor, but if the queen favors her, she can do whatever she wants. So will she marry Prince Augustine, who is supposed to marry one of the babies in the Gothic household? So I don't know how that's going to go, but I definitely have like some ideas. So if you are watching, please let me know what you think in the comments. So we're going to do cast together, I think. And I just want to check the queen's eyes. Hers are blue and the king's are... So it looks like the queen is possibly talking to her son about the possibilities of a betrothal. So it's kind of scary, but actually the princess has not had any children. So the princess has now been married for years to Lord Roderick Gothic, and they do not have any children. So we don't really know if it's their relationship or if one of them is sterile. But they are not producing heirs. So I think the queen is thinking about her lineage as well, just like King Lionheart, and they definitely are going to need the prince to get married and have children soon. But realistically, I don't think King Lionheart is upset that his daughter is not having children, because he does secretly want to get rid of the Gothic line. So I personally don't think he's too upset about his daughter not producing heirs, and maybe he's even encouraged it or caused it to be. So even though he's a good king, it doesn't mean that all his actions are good, because sometimes you think you have to make major sacrifices and do bad things in the name of good. So it's subjective. So it looks like the king is taking care of his kids. I think maybe he should call a nanny. So while Frederick is commissioning for the Abbey, I'm going to move him into the Abbey household, and hopefully his children, but if they don't fit, we'll just say that they were left at the castle, because they are tutoring and studying there. So it's okay for them to be left, but this household has 8, so I really do need to trim it down quite a bit. Looks like they do not have any children on the way either. It looks like the Baron has had a child. Also, fun fact, Amy has married down in class because her mother is cousins to the Baron's wife. So she's kind of like a lady. The tavern owners seem to be doing really good. Their kids are aging up, which is kind of crazy because I have aging off. So I'm not really sure why her kids are aging up. Yeah, so I'm not really sure why her kids are aging up, because I do have aging off. So it is kind of crazy. But yeah, the princess is not having any kids so far. The Gothic kids are aging up too. Maybe aging is on and I didn't know it. I need to check that. So this is where we're moving. Can we take our kids? I do think Gemma is gonna stay. I think they're gonna stay. So the king gave Connor 1 million simoleons to redo the Abbey, and whatever he doesn't spend has to go back to the treasury, and then when he's done, based on how the king feels, he will get paid a percentage for his work, but it will not be too substantial. But he might get his own land, and possibly we already know his kids are being set up for life, so that's good. So I do have auto age unplayed households on, and I need to turn that off. because I do not need people to start dying off. So I'm going to turn that off right now for now. But I will have aging on eventually. But it's good to know they were aging up in the background. So I'm going to take you guys into the abbey that Connor is going to be remodeling. So this is the abbey that Connor will be remodeling. And it's really beautiful. It's an old abbey that's been here for the longest time. And yeah, I think he's going to be adding maybe some windows and extensions and stuff. But as you can see, it's pretty bare. So he has a lot he gets to do to set up rooms. And this is where the king, you know, will have royal audiences and stuff that aren't quite always going on in the castle. Just because, you know, as the kingdom is growing, he wants to have less like traffic in and out of the castle just for safety. But it's very bare bones. So Connor will be working here. Okay, guys, it is Friday. We are 6 months into 1306. Today is Lancelot's birthday, and then tomorrow is Jacob, Halya's, Jed, and Tamara's birthday. So we are here to play in our second Alder family household. And I just want to see what they have going on. It seems like everybody's needs are literally fine, is what it says. Oh, Lancelot learned how to laugh. How beautiful, because today is his birthday, so I'm glad he gets to laugh about it. And I have officially made my first mistake of the season, of the series, when it comes to aging. Morgan has been an infant for 4 years. She is supposed to already be a toddler and soon to be aging up into a child. So I'm going to roll to see if she survives. Like, she was supposed to age up how many days ago? Because she was only supposed to be an infant for 5 days, and I've set it for 5 years, which is ridiculous. So I need to figure out what I did wrong. So she was born in the second half of 1303, which was literally forever ago because we are almost done with 1306. And she was supposed to age up at the beginning of 1305, and that puts her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days into toddlerhood. So what I'm going to do is see if she ages up to a toddler, and then I'm going to cut the toddler time down 7 days because you are supposed to be a toddler for 18 days. So I'll give her 11 more days as a toddler. I feel really bad that I forgot that. So, well, I didn't forget it. I messed it up. I put her on the wrong day for age up. So I'm definitely going to have to double check myself. But her roll to see if she survived up to an infant would be 12, 16, or 18. She doesn't survive. 12, 16, or 18, Morgan doesn't survive. Okay, so she survived as a toddler. That's awesome. So I will age her up in a minute. I'm going to get her dates actually correct now. So at the end of 1308, Morgan gets to age up again. So into a child. Well, she gets another roll. That's unfortunate that happened. So Lancelot is aging up at the appropriate time. And again, it's 12, 16, 18. Let me triple check. 12, 16, 18. He does not survive to toddlerhood. This is for Lancelot. Aging up to a toddler. 12, 16, 18. 12, 16, 18. Lancelot does not make it. Awesome. Lancelot makes it. So that's super exciting. I feel like I made them work so much harder by having 2 infants when they weren't supposed to. So I definitely need to give this family a little bit more attention. I am just imagining the whole time Gemma was playing with her sister. She was like, aren't you supposed to be older? Like, aren't you supposed to be older already? Like, it feels like you've been a baby forever. Gemma's emotion control is in the range for uncontrolled emotional traits. You know what? Her mom has had a mean streak her whole life. So, like, I would not be surprised if her emotions are not under control. That's something she's going to have to try to work on. Oh my gosh! She is punching her brother and beating up her brother. And I did just click bite. I did. But I feel like it's on brand. So, new family dynamic. Gemma and Riker have a difficult family dynamic. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at them. I've never seen that interaction. Oh, she's a little meanie like her mom. Look at the dad. He's like, oh my God. He actually loved it. I think he liked seeing Gemma defend herself and stand up for herself, even though I don't think Riker did anything wrong. What? They cheered her on. I think they're trying to raise her to be tough. Look, so Tamara is like kind of a hard ass, but to be honest, like she's still a good person. She's just a bold, strong woman, and she doesn't like to mess around. So I don't think it is a surprise that her daughter, especially the one it was very hard for her to accept, is kind of a tough nugget too. Not saying what she's doing is okay, but they didn't seem upset about it. So she's still having difficult feelings towards her children. Not all of them. I wonder which one it is. So Gemma is her unwanted child, and I think she's always just going to probably see the son that she lost and when she sees Gemma. And I just think that's what it is. I don't think it's anything ugly because they just cheered her on for being a hard ass, you know. But I do think that they both have difficult feelings for Gemma, and that's also probably why she does bite and hit and kick, because, you know, her parents treat her different, and it's sad. But, you know, not every family dynamic is ideal, and I am not trying to play Barbies here. I'm trying to play real stories, so I'm not going to change their story to fit my narrative. But they're both angry. Oh, they said, how are we even family? They're both angry at each other, and she wants more attention. Yep. She wants more attention. And Dad is really happy with his clean house and his being surrounded by his family. So that's nice. And I actually wish they had more money because we need to have an expansion really bad on this property. But I do think they are our lower income family, even though they have the nicest house. I do think they are more lower income than everybody else, because Pascal is blacksmithing and he still has his father's fishing, and Jacob has the farmland, obviously, which is doing great, and they just made a business trade with the kingdom. And then Connor just got that amazing gig, so I really need our mans here to work on his lute and get really good at his busking at night when he's singing in the bars. Oh my goodness, Riker is having difficult feelings with Lancelot as well. It's so sad. Riker, being the oldest, is kind of struggling keeping his siblings under his thumb, which is very interesting. He's not really their leader. They're kind of just like, screw you, bro. Like, he's not their strongest little influence in their life, which is kind of funny because I feel like older siblings often have little mini-me's running around with their siblings. So it's kind of funny. So she is going to go get Morgan, and we're actually going to age her up, and then we will age up Lancelot and get them into Cass. Yay! And then we need to get her working on her loom because I think she is the primary provider. Yay! So glad we fixed that for you, Morgan. She aged up to be clingy. Oh, I bet. Like, she's like, you guys forgot about me. Of course she's going to be clingy. And she aged up with curly hair. We'll definitely let her keep the hair. I love that for her. A little cutie. But yeah, let's refresh our candles. Well, she also has a birthmark. How about that? And then let's age up Lancelot, and then we have no more infants in the house. And then, okay, baby Lancelot, they both have birthmarks. How interesting. That's very interesting that they got that. And he aged up to be clingy as well. Oh man, Tamara is gonna hate this. Like, she is gonna hate it. Let's just be real. Like, that is not for her. She needs her kids to be independent. But yeah, we're gonna take them into Cass and look at them in a second. All right, so this is baby Morgan, all grown up. She'll at least how she'll look for the next like handful of days. And here is our Sir Lancelot. Hopefully he'll become a sir. Anyways, here is Lancelot looking like a total cutie. Okay, so I had to do a little bit of a remodel because they had to give their kids their room. So we had some more space and it could fit all the beds. I did still leave, I know we have 4 toddlers, but in 2 days, Yeah, 2 days, Riker is aging up. So with that and the couch, like there's enough places for them to sleep. So I'm definitely going to just leave it like that. But this family is definitely like they had to sell some things to make life work because it is getting, I thought this was a scary chicken, but that's just the loot. Yeah. So anyways, they had to definitely, you know, get things just more that made more sense for their lifestyle. And I really would like to work on her skills. All right, so she was able to weave a medieval tapestry for 900 simoleons. And we paid, I think it was like 150 to make it. So I definitely think she is going to be very prosperous in that. We spent the whole day like leveling her up in it. And yeah, I think we're going to start having village days where we go to the market with her. But look who is here. It looks like Riker and Gemma cannot give them space. But I think Halia actually came to vent about Jacob. I think she just wanted to vent her sister and just kind of... Oh, no. Oh, no. A fire has started. And it's on Gemma. Oh my gosh. I should roll to see if she survives. But this is not okay. Oh my goodness, this is not okay. Can we put it out? Oh, she survived. Okay, that was so scary. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, look at his face. He is so determined to save her. I'm so glad that he got her away in time. Extinguish. All right, you know what? Since the fire, I am going to go ahead and roll for Tamara and Jedediah to see if they survive tomorrow because it's 10 o'clock. I'm about to switch to the next world, or the next family. So if they survive, so a young adult, if they get a 2, 6, 11, 13, or 14, oh my gosh, that is a lot of numbers saying that they won't make it. Holy potatoes. Okay, so Tamara does not make it if she gets any of those numbers. Okay, 2, 6, 11, 13, 14, and Tamara doesn't make it. 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. Okay, so Tamara makes it to young adulthood. Now to see if Jedediah ages up 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. And remember, they are 20, so this is just seeing if they grow to be 21 or older. 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. Yay! Okay, they both survived. That's awesome. Oh, it looks like they're blaming each other for the fire. Jedediah looks really pissed off, and so does Tamara. I think this definitely caused a rift in their marriage. But you know what? They both have the sentiment that they don't want, or Gemma was the unwanted child. And I refuse to believe either one of them did it on purpose, but maybe out of negligence, they are both mad at each other. But it's no one's fault, but I think they're not going to see it that way. So we're going to get them aged up because it's officially their birthday. Happy young adulthood. I hope it's successful for you. I mean, you have a very successful trade, so that's good. Oh yeah, he does not look happy to be aging up. All right, and Jedediah aged up to be a foodie. Classic, that makes sense. He's like a bard. So I definitely think he would love music and food and all the things. All right, so let's see let's see if Jacob ages up to a young adult, and I'm going to freak out if he doesn't. 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. All right, he makes it to a young adult. That is awesome. And let's see if Halia does. Okay, sit down and let's look at you. Why do you got an umbrella again? Okay, so 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. She does not age up to a young adult. Awesome. Oh my goodness. I feel so lucky they all aged up to young adult. That was so scary because I was like, oh, we can't lose any of them right now when they have toddlers in the house. But you see why you have to start having kids as soon as possible because it gets super hectic really fast, and you have a lot of aging up to do. So, and that runs a risk of someone not surviving. So, all right. So Jacob is a genius. He is self-assured, and that does not fit. Nah, that doesn't fit either. I mean, you got it twice. Not materialistic. No. He is also a goofball like his brother. So I think he wants to have a successful lineage. Talia is loyal, romantic, and erratic. You know what? After everything she's been through, being erratic kind of makes sense. I think she wants a big happy family. And we're gonna do one more day because tomorrow Riker and Frederick age up, and they're both our heirs, and they will be our first children. So we're gonna kind of just play through a day in the life here and get this going, because I really want to get into more family gameplay. So today is the summer harvest as well. So we're gonna harvest our crops, and then on Sunday it's 1307. So we need to, I think on Sunday we're gonna go to the castle to set up a little stall, and I also think Tamara will be going with us this time to set up her stall. So we're gonna harvest everything. Also, once Frederick ages up, I think we can give, so when Frederick ages up tomorrow, we can give Halia and Jacob one more try to have a child, although the percent goes down now that they are young adult. So I'm about to turn on aging, so I'm going to go into MCC and adjust every single thing. Babies are babies for 1 day, infants for 5 days, toddlers for 18, children for 28, teens for 28, young adult for 40, adult for 40. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust that now. And I am just going to restart the game. Now I will say if it shows our birthdays is wrong for our main household, I will continue to use my chart and adjust it. Okay, so I do have my chart here. So basically what I'm going to do is keep up with the chart when it comes to everybody's birthdays, and hopefully they'll sync to what I have the game set for, but if it doesn't sync, I'm going to make sure they age up correctly, and then at their next age cycle, it should sync. So here's hoping that all works out. So it is registering all the boys' birthdays in 18 days, but that's not quite true. So what we'll do is Frederick and Riker, but he's in a different household. Frederick's birthday is tomorrow. So I might have to keep this off for, hang on a second. Yeah, so it is registering all the boys' birthdays in 18 days, but Frederick will be aging up tomorrow. As well as Riker and the other household, and then the other guys should be aging up a day or two earlier. So I'll have to go around and do that, but in their next age group, they should be on the right time. So it's just a matter of fixing all that. It is early on the summer harvest, the day before 1307, and we are just harvesting everything, all our crops. And we do have to make sure we pay the Baron. I'm kind of like estimating that we give him $700 a season for our crop, just for having the land kind of just as our rent. So we're gonna have to do that before we go to the castle to sell our wares. So it looks like Jacob and Francis have a strict dynamic. I think over time Jacob has gotten really strict with his boys. I think he's just thinking about like the responsibilities they're going to inherit, and Jacob is growing up, so things are just different for him, and he is parenting different now too. It definitely looks like they are pooped. Their house is stinky and full of toddlers, and it's just super hectic all the way around. All right, so it is Sunday, the first day of 1307. And that's going to be everything for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.